opportunity to also send us your voice and your inputs. I mean, which is very important. Very important to get your input as we sojourn for God and for country. The big question is, who is delivering? Ghana 69, who is delivering? I want to look at all the latest stories in Ghana today, the 9th day of March 2026. And I will start to remember the president left the shores of the country to South Korea for a working visit. Ghana is set to introduce a new gold royalty regime despite opposition from the Western government and mining executives, with the regulator saying the policy has support. According to Reuters, Ghanaian government is prepared to send a soldier injured in the stampede overseas for immediate treatment. According to Minister Akando, Ghana has recorded 1,038 Mpox cases, 8 deaths since May 2025, Health Minister Kobina Akando said. Now let's look at some political stories where the President Mahama has urged Ghanaians to champion gender equality on International Women's Day. NDC Jane Maria criticized the notion that politics is a dirty game, emphasizing the need for integrity in politics. In the economy, Ghana's inflation dropped to 3.3 in February 2026, the lowest since 2021. The country is exploring alternative refinery hubs for artisanal gold amidst Dubai flight. In other story, the Black Queens were crowned the 2026 Pink Ladies Cup champions after Tanzania match was cancelled. Ghana's defender Oscar Nasser shone in Granada 2-0 win over Deportivo. CID has recovered over 100 tons of stolen ECG cables in Tema. So this and many other stories I'll be looking at in tonight. The focus is on the president has urged Ghana signed a debt restructuring agreement with Belgium and the countries for storage capacities up to 30% since 2026, Dr. Suleimana says. Oil prices top $100 a barrel amid Middle East tension. Ghana's Cultural Week 2026 is set for March 13 to 14 at the National Theatre. Iran declares 40 days of national mourning after the death of Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. This and other stories are coming your way in tonight's focus as we sojourn for God and for our country. Now, looking on the portals tonight, government bans land transit of rice, sugar, and 7 additional key commodities. In a move to plug systemic revenue leakage and tightening broader security, the Minister for Finance, Dr. Kessler Forson, has ordered an immediate ban on the land transit of 9 essential products category, effectively compelling this import to be routed exclusively through Ghana's seaport. The directive, issued following an emergency consultation with the Acting Commissioner of Customs, Mr. Aaron Akano, the leadership of the Ghana Customs Division, marks a significant. The food staples, rice, sugar, flour, cooking oil, pasta or spaghetti, and canned tomatoes, frozen products, textiles, and pharmaceutical products. It follows the ban on land transit of commercial quantity of cooking oil through Ghana's borders in February after a visit by the Finance Ministry officials to land borders in the Ketu South municipality and the Ketu North districts. So the ban is on, and those items can't get transit through Ghana. Now, away from the ban, let's go to other stories in tonight's focus. And you can also share your thoughts with that. Fuel prices could hit 17 Ghana cedis if the Middle East crisis persists, according to COMAC. Fuel prices in Ghana would surge to as high as 17 Ghana cedis per litre if the ongoing crisis in the Middle East between Israel, Iran, and the United States does not ease in the coming days. The Chief Executive Officer of the Chamber of Oil Marketing Companies, Riverton Opon, has warned. He was speaking in an interview. Dr. Opon said escalating geopolitical tensions in the Middle East could push global crude oil prices sharply upward with severe consequences for fuel importing countries like Ghana. Ghana imports a significant portion of its petroleum product through bulk distribution companies, BDCs, which then supply oil marketing companies, OMCs, that retail fuel across the country. And according to COMAC, rising international oil prices quickly translate into higher local fuel prices once new shipment arrives at the higher cost levels. So we should brace ourselves, according to COMAC, that fuel will hit 17 Ghana cedis per litre. That's quite unfortunate. It's quite unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. Meanwhile, GUTA has also warned. The Ghana Union of Traders Association has also expressed deep concern over the escalating conflict, a crisis that could have severe repercussions for the global economy, particularly for developing countries like Ghana. In a press statement today, March 9, GUTA highlighted the recent military action by the United States and Israel against Iran, followed by retaliatory attacks on Israeli and American bases in the Gulf region by Iran, have caused significant disruption on the major oil refineries and impede the passage of oil shipment from the Middle East. GUTA noted this development have already led to rising oil and gas prices, which are expected to increase the cost of shipping and impact economic activities across multiple sectors. The statement on business will be overwhelming if immediate solutions are not found. The solutions, the statement warned. GUTA urged international communities to intervene urgently to broker peace, restore stability, and provide relief to both humanity and the global business community. The union also called on Ghanaian the government to implement measures to ensure sufficient fuel reserves are available to prevent shortage in the event that the conflict is prolonged. GUTA further advised members and the wider business communities to exercise caution and restrain from traveling to conflict zones until hostilities have been fully eased. So GUTA throwing that caution to its members and to the entire Ghanaian populace. Evacuation is being done in some other areas as well. The police have identified a fifth suspect in the killing of a Liberian national as Sakumono. The Ghanaian Police Service has identified a fifth suspect in connection with the killing of Austin, a 26-year-old Liberian information technology specialist who was attacked at Sakumono Lashibi in Accra. The Director General of the Criminal Investigative Department, Commissioner Lydia Yakudonko, disclosed this today during a press briefing at the CID headquarters in Accra. The case drew widespread public attention after the video footage of the attack circulated on social media. Police subsequently transferred the matter from Sakumono District Police to the CID Homicide Unit for further investigation. 3 suspects, Vincent Azika, Francis Amuzo, and William Addison, were arrested at the scene on the 27th of February by officers from Sakumono District Police. The 4th suspect, Enoch Mensah, initially went into hiding following the incident, but later resurfaced. He was arrested and remanded into the police custody on March 4th. The 5th suspect, Nana Ejenim Watin, who has not been named in earlier police statement or media report, has also been arrested and remanded into the custody. COP Donko said Watin is believed to have taken actions which set in motion the event that led to Austin's death. Quite unfortunate, quite unfortunate to have lost that life. Quite unfortunate. Well, now let's move on to other stories. I remember we're bringing you all the latest stories that is making headlines as government bans land transit of rice, sugar, and other 7 additional commodities. Guta warns of economic fallout from Middle East conflict calls for urgent action. TUC holds back support to CLOSAG strike cripples public services. Cracks are emerging on the labor front as the Trade Union Congress has declared it cannot yet endorse the indefinite nationwide strike initiated by the Civil and Local Government Staff Association of Ghana, CLOSAG, which is crippling government operations across the country. In an interview, Rafiq Salam, the General Secretary of TUC, Joshua Ansah, explained that he cannot confirm. Government has convened a high-level meeting with the leaders of the association as the strike increasingly disrupts public administration, leaving many Ghanaians struggling to access essential services. The industrial strike action is a protest against working conditions and implementation of agreed terms of service following several unsuccessful attempts to engage. CLOSAG, however, instructed its members to sit at home indefinitely. Away from the CLOSAG matters, let's move on to other stories. And our first story will go to where the ban on some transit commodities has been made: tomatoes, peas, mackerel, pasta. The President, John Dramani Mahama, has commissioned the country's first pasta processing plant at Kpong, operated by Olam Agri Ghana, as part of efforts to support local food processing industries and curb smuggling. Government has also added rice, mackerel, and tomato paste to a list of items banned from land transit in commercial quantity. This means that goods can no longer be transported through Ghana's land borders to other countries. The President also announced plans to include pasta in the ban soon, citing the need to protect the newly established local pasta industry. The move is aimed at preventing goods meant for other countries from being diverted and sold in Ghana, causing revenue losses and unfair competition for local producers. This is part of government broader strategy to strengthen the broader controls, protect local industries, and improve revenue mobilization. The commissioning of the pasta plant is expected to boost local food security, create jobs, and reduce reliance on imported pasta. Ghana is also exploring local wheat production to support the pasta industry, with scientists identifying a wheat variety that can grow successfully in the country. We take a listen to the President.
We have our own pasta factory here. We must make sure that cheap, imported, smuggled pasta is not brought in through our eastern border. Recently, we've banned the import of vegetable cooking oil after the incident with 18 trucks that were found smuggling vegetable cooking oil. We've added rice to the list. We've added tomato puree. How do they call it in Ghana? Tin tomatoes. We've added it to the list. We've added mackerel to the list. I'm going to tell the Minister of Finance to add pasta to the list.
All right, so the President is also looking at adding pasta to the list. Meanwhile, restocking will begin soon. Star Oil assures the public. The Star Oil Ghana has announced that restocking of its service stations will begin soon following resolution of a technical challenge that disrupted petroleum supply. In a Facebook post today, the company said product lifting has already resumed and supply trucks were being dispatched to relinquish stations replenish stations affected by the shortage. The technical issues has been resolved. Our trucks have started lifting products and will soon begin restocking stations, the company said. The announcement comes after a temporary shortage of fuel was reported at several Star Oil stations, raising concerns among motorists across parts of the country. Provided a background to the situation earlier, the company explained that the disruption was not due to hoarding in anticipation of a fuel price increase, but rather the result of operational challenges within the downstream petroleum supply chain. Meanwhile, there's also a Ghana Link Network Service Limited has refuted claim that the Integrated Custom Management System, ICOMS, is responsible for the recent fuel supply disruption reported by some oil marketing companies, the OMC. The response follows assertion by certain OMCs that they were unable to clear fuel at the ports due to challenges with the ICOMS platform. State-owned oil PLC, Goya Oil PLC, and private operator Star Oil has attributed the situation to technical difficulties with a system which is used to process tax liabilities and facilitate the lifting of petroleum products from depots. However, in a statement issued today, the Ghana Link Network Service Limited said allegations circulating in both traditional and social media suggesting the ICOM platform has been down since Marx's were false, misleading, and wholly without basis. Away from the ports and also issue that has to do with the ICON BOG to stabilize the economy. The Bank of Ghana 17 billion Ghana cedi stabilization effort in 2025 played a key role in delivering one of the sharpest inflation decline in recent Ghana's history, Governor Dr. Johnson Pandit Esiama told Parliament. Addressing the Parliamentary Committee on Economy Today and Development, the governor noted when he assumed office, inflation remained elevated and monetary conditions were not sufficiently tightened to bring prices down within an acceptable time frame. A key challenge at that time was the presence of excess structural liquidity in the banking system, which weakened the transmission of monetary policy and allowed inflationary pressures to persist, he said. To restore the effectiveness of the monetary policy, the Bank of Ghana intensified open market operations, absorbing excess liquidity from the banking system and paying interest on those funds to prevent too much money in circulation from driving inflation. So this is coming from the man Pandit Esiama. Now we're looking at the economy. Meanwhile, Chief Economist at the Public Initiative for Economic Development, Dr. Daniel Enim Prempeh, has stated that Ghana's economic recovery remains fragile and incomplete despite improvement in macroeconomic fundamentals. He cautioned government against any premature celebration, noting that the economy has not yet attained the resilience required for sustained growth. Dr. Enim Prempeh urged government to leverage recent macroeconomic gains to accelerate growth, particularly in the manufacturing sector. Ghana's economy has shown signs of stabilization, including decline in inflation. The cedi has also appreciated 40.7% against the US dollars. The President John Dramani Mahama, in his message on the State of the Nation's address on Friday, said the country's foreign reserves stood 13.8 billion US dollars, covering 5.7 months of imports. Now let's do some cocoa politics this evening. Minority in Parliament stormed Eastern region and engaged with cocoa farmers. The Minority Caucus in Parliament, led by Chief Whip Frank Anodompreh, has embarked on a tour of cocoa growing communities in the Eastern region to engage with farmers affected by government decision to reduce cocoa producer price. The price cut has sparked widespread concern among farmers who argue it will worsen their economic challenges. During their visit, the minority MPs listened to farmers' concerns and pledged to continue advocating for policies that will protect cocoa farmers and ensure the long-term sustainability of Ghana's cocoa industry. The delegation include the prominent MPs such as Kojo Oppong Nkrumah, Samuel Ewuku, and Gideon Bako. Government has defended the price reduction, citing declining global cocoa prices. However, minority caucus argue that farmers should not bear the full brunt of global market fluctuations and is calling for government to bail out to cushion the producers. Some cocoa farmers have expressed frustration, warning that the reduction could deepen poverty in cocoa growing communities and undermine the productivity. The minority caucus has vowed to hold government accountable and push for farmer-friendly policies. Let's take a watch and listen to them.
Send your debate disinfestation, your day spray, cocoa, dear go ye spray no, and a mass spraying, and fertilizers so, ye the same and the bay. Ya cotton your cocoa no, and na ye chabon kakaka dia ma emubia. Na kuya force so yes ye dear no, near friend no, guaranteed minimum price no. Afibia sanya ye no, if it's at a quache, edi cocoa eba ye. Afidia ban saying. Nanado dankwa Akufo-Addo eba ye na cocoa bo na ye 475 na nru 500 kra o sambeka ya nanado kakra na opagya mu kakra and odi koduro 3100 ye nuanom se nanado ebu akuafo oye kronfo yenko ne yenkonkogye ensesa na nyame ya adom na se ye to aba edema wo mo a wo mo ba anye yiye kura no omo be ma ye sidi empim ensia yeru atofo sen kura de ode ko sidi empim nsia enefa 70 kura ena akuafo hwan na sebe ompa de pa ena akuafo ye dimrika ena ye koto aba ede ma wo mo se na ye 419 omo ba ye montumo omo ma reasons bebre ena omo dada ye page mu kakra e de call 3265 ena omo sa de kakra ka ho ne nyina se na omo de dada ye afedi se wanya bibi ama wasea na wo san jai e de abone kro no now the ne obeto ye 3100 no se wuntimi ntua kra manon enwo ho sa ne fa sa maye na afi no ate so hwi afi 3625 no aba 2587 ukoton koko bag ba ku bia yate 1000 ene akire ene de afri so bag ba ku bia o eya na eno na omo dada yen erike kansam a yenti bi da efri se mani free yen me koko board ho ma ye adwuma 34 years anya se menye adwuma ni bi koko ye tie so me ama ye bi timinim se ne ye tie mani free adie yenti koko so da omama reasons bebre ne yenti a omuti koko no so no ne edikan omo se wokọ amansan dwa so a koko ne bo no abafom na se be mpreduasa wo hu ade bi e wo wiase ha 11000 omo se no de ma yen efri wokọ 12000 se no de ma yen efri wokọ $13,000 per ton 13000 o eno se no de ma yen na se ni ameka ye no koko bo enyina afa akoda na nado baaye na koko obaye no na ye $3,000 per ton obaye ape na bo no ti free 3000 about 2000 and na sa about 1800 mo ti se na nado bo wa e ka so oti koko akuafo omo bo so mo ti bi da ye rakofo abreso koko bo e konfom mo ti se ati koko bo esoda se ni ameka ye no koko ne yekoto na mansan dwa so a akuafo munya 100% da bia ye tibo no bi de to ho ye tumeti 30% ye tia 60% na de bo na kofom a se be ye de ye na ye nimo hare ye ne nimo hare ntie bo na ye ko ya tiso a mansan dwa so no ye de ye ntie ye de so mayen enti so omo kase koko ne bo na wa mansan dwa so eno nti na omo teso a ye ne omo ya adwen eyeyi ana ye ne omo ya adwen eyeyi ana asamba ko omo saka ye ne se cocoa board edika na mesra mo se omo ba ha na omo be hia mo a mo se wo mo se eka no a wo mo ka no eye na nado danko akufo adonko a na boss aka no ana mo se wo mo se mo susu mo bo ka ne sen omo se omo be ye ne ye friend forensic audit mesra mo audit akra na wo be ye adwuma no yesre no won kyerɛkyerɛ mu na ye hunu aka no dodo no a NDC for boye ene dodo a na nado so boye ni ehunu se eka no eye na nado nko aka na omuja aka no bebre na nado kra de ono ne ka oboye no obetumi akira de a wode ye ba ye na kokoso den shoot kokoso asabro edi akuafo nya pa na nado koje bosia ene sa koko no a sasabro no a ese koko no na nado asiesie eno nko a 70,000 hectares 70,000 hectares o aya ye musa yewura John Mahama ene na ban se wo mo so koko so den shoot no wo mo nkire hectare ba ko pa wo mo eka wo mo boye no wo mo tumi dia ye hectare ba ko pe wo menka se wo mo nkire hectare du ba ko pe ene minim nanado ba ya na ye hand pollination ene mo hu se ye biem
all right, so you had the MPP going to the farmland, but will they stop the NDC from not going? Well, we'll go to the farmlands again. We go to meet the cocoa farmers. This time round is the turn of the NDC will also go to the farm to go meet the farmers. So when you talk about both parties doing politics without cocoa, anybody who sit back would think, oh, you're not being fair. But that is what we've done with our cocoa from time immemorial. Well, Dr. Peter Otokuno, the Director of Presidential Initiative in Agriculture and Agribusiness, engaged cocoa farmers in the central region, while the MPP was in the eastern region. He engaged cocoa farmers in the central region at the Presidential Cocoa Forum. He discussed cocoa prices from 2017 to 2014, highlighting the price reached 70% of the international price for the first time in 2024. Standing at $7,200 Ghana cedis, Dr. Otokuno emphasized the importance of aligning local prices with international rates and announced plans to introduce legislation to restructure Ghana's cocoa board and protect farmers' income. He also addressed concerns about delayed payment to farmers, stating that government hopes to clear outstanding arrears within 2 to 3 weeks. Government has already released 4 billion Ghana cedis towards settling $750 million debt owed to licensed buying companies. The forum aimed at strengthening collaboration between the government and cocoa growing communities, promote value addition, and ensure fair pricing for farmers. Let's go to the central region with the presidential staffer, Director of Presidential Initiatives in Agriculture and Agribusiness, Dr. Peter Otokuno.
Omayano Aboka, Omayano Ako bankrupt. For the first time, African country Ako bankrupt. I want to mean Pianeka. It's yet the Sato Siam, and your power more idea of Mukanina Chose. Yes, we have a mamu haircut. Usikani Yabeteso. Usika wow Sikana Diama, Kuku Bono Yabeteso. Nempocrano. Near one as the man, Yentimin Chia, a bit out 2025. From 2023, no, Nan can see a Piomocano, Yentimin Piom, a bit 2025. It's no Mumu, Sat 10 billion Ghana cedis or Mukiama or Momokobo, BCF or Mono, and so by 2025. And no cat a cat at a billion, you can't have no more. 2025, no, as a your mom, a Sako Pesca, no fear. And a cow so. As I be peace, and I feel one also international market, no, say a war, and out is idea we home. Now, showing him now, she said, cocoa, a cocoa, a parcel, na, na, Cassiani Mopa never anymore. In the next 5 months, October, August, na afe ye beti main season ana me wa na sa amre no na wonni sika wo de beto wonso a wo de ka wonso a wontumi nkobo besian wo ba bia na chese na sector no what collapse but yenso ye ya agin say esi edi nokura makuani na kuani ni nya dodo e wo na adwuma mu enti ni senti no na yesi yesa aba mo na so ye be kirikire mu kirem se sa amre ebo no na eso ati no me no ka say busume mi na wotwe ansani a na bo no ye $4,200 ye ho calculation ye de ye say ye nte ebo no mbra 2,587 me ne mo ka say na wotwe mi enu ni ebo no so asa ati hwi be 4,200 and then ye ban radio so $3,100 ni nyina gap na ewo mu no President Mahama so asa gap ni nyina say da bi ye ntimi nsa anti so biem etini say so ate kra baby a ye duru ni di duru ha na chese aban efa sa eka ni nyina ato no ene ka ya no mu egyaye ene ka wo mu eyi eniem awa wo de koko ni kosi ye ese ye de mu koko ekotua ka ene kusi a wo boy o mantimi antua no so no mu shift back 2025 afi su ye tua bi sa ne mani nyina na ama na ho akohia se ye nyina ye de ntuma be boy de ano na yetimi ate koko bo ne so said ye be ya mo a mo de egu apaso mo betimi anya sika kakra afim na se season no ekọ nanim na ebeduru August na asa pejam a na chese afi se ebo ne sa akosoro na nze okobuo no ekosoro na aba fom ekosoro na aba sa na tie ekosoro na aba fom eti ene ye ekofom yi eno ntira se ebe kofom a koduru zero dabi ebe se peja mu ade ebe peja mu na peja mu a koduru $10,000 na chese wo ba beje 6,500 7,000 na chese koko kuani no wo ba benya dodo ewo eti samre yi ade srede ene a chopa ene ye papa President Mahama se yembra na yemfa nsemi mbe dam na munhumu yenim se enya ye aban ensensem na aban na take decision de wo ye dan amanyosem bebam ara mebwa ya wonze enua no ne na mantwea ekeka bi gum omure fi se 1 year ago afi atwa mu ya na no mu wa aban mu omuje se Ghana fo ye refi eniem o maye nyina ye agu ho mame nka ba ko bi nkire mo ye mmehye mo koko no ye nyina enim se ye digu sa koko boto no mu bebo a boto no ye nya du o Ghana nti ye krefi amanone na say na President Mahama say yenye youth program bi ye ntimi process wa anti factory no omo si factory akese mienu a ye di say ye dia kenap na ye betimi aye youth no abaye ndie du ha enti ne koko board ye ne say afi bia no wo mu calculate ne ye be use 2 years na oma order said ye be 2 years ne be do 3 years be do no ma sa order another one na ne ye nuanu mo ye bro mu wa ba mu ehu 2021 womu oda kotoku a Ghana ebetimi ayusu no be say 10 years muntie mi yo bebre ana aban ne bo oka etwi aka ana oyigu warehouse next year 2022 ana omusa order
all right, so you had the government director for special initiative at the presidency, Dr. Peter Otokuno, also going to meet farmers in the central region, the MP, the minority, also going to the eastern region. The phone line is now duly activated. At what point do we stop this cocoa politics? 053-715-8638. The numbers on the screen. Please, when you call, make sure you turn the volume of your set down and let's have a conversation here on the phone, not on the TV. 053-715-8638. Numbers are also between me after a check wadrene. A year, Yameboa. And you may come to share your change. Yet, a phenomenon. What do you make of it? What bow? NPP, what bow? NDC? It should have to do with our cocoa. What do you make of it? Apart from that, we have other conversations we've gone through it. You can also share your thoughts with our banning of some products that can go direct through our borders. What do you make of it? The establishment of a pasta company by the president. Let's get to hear you. Miento Wonka 053715868 is the number. 053715868 is the numbers. 053715868. Hello, good evening. Ofranoma OTV no volume na form 053715868 air numbers. Do Franoma OTV. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening.
But you would in baby of free. Okay, into many.
Hello?
Yeah, it's you. Quite unfortunate we've lost him, but you can call. Hello, good evening. But my OTV no volume non conform.
Hello?
My OTV no volume non conform, sir. Good evening, my OTV no volume no anchor from the entry come phone or so, Mr. PCR will be friend on to me, man, the TV no volume non conform, and no way in Ephesus. No more member on the Tiama volume, TV volume, na conform no Marcus. Hello, good evening.
Hello?
Yeah, good evening. Fine.
Not calling from Hotel.
All right, let's hear you.
Only one problem is that the go to and that the go back now. We don't receive any money back. Every day we have been hearing that they release the money, so we want to know about what is going on.
All right. Thank you all the way from KJB in the OT region. 053715868 is the numbers. 053715868 and numbers now so reach me afre. What about no trouble? Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Minya. Your name, where you reaching us?
Natasha Moses.
Yamiadu Moya, where na on swear.
Boko. Nothing that can cancel, but it's very young so.
OTV no volume no bet me na akofo man ka be me den.
The cathedral nam so.
Okay, it's you.
Amazon that can say. Kokoni na kuafo. Na isemu president mama. Kokoni so ati so afiatie. Yintimi no wo sabe empere ho na auto. 25 million na so de bre. O da so kan bre. Sana ko de fa bre be jini sa. Also, we have no Zuzua, and Zuzua and Ma. Coco Professor, and you get money talk. The Coco and Professor are opportunities and you get money talk. It is not, I take a time and take a moment of the Ghana, Coco, you have it. If you are Coco, Correction also. If you have to go to Kurane, a Yoya, who didn't go. Because who goes about the pan of Coco, you need to perform China and never come in there. If you want my best friend, the best friend you go, now there are one extra who get into Ghana and one more and who goes to my 25 million or your whole family. If I get any of them, Nana Coco Ghana, the one so that will be Coco so. You would get Coco. If your best friend, one in Pata. Now the only Canadian MYA, you have more Coco want to get a or you want to get them.
Yes, here that's 053715868 and numbers are also between Afre. I don't know how at all. Na eja ye bobo ye hwese ne betumi aboa ekwiafo no omatumi aboa ko wanim 053715868. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. But you're frosting. Okay, Solo, NTO. Yeah, me too, pa.
And opening Pacho says Mama Uti. Says Mama Uti, no, Omucha 1,000. Omucha 1,000, and not a bit and you Uja 1,000 network. The Oba is Uja Papa, only San who as a who only 7 in the Uja 1,000 Uja Papa, only 7 in the one with the dinner. What is happening to your first and be that never go 3,100. Also by over 2 moon up 3,500. And all I know 3 to the money, you know, 3,100. But what time is so out of 2,100. Over there, then I kept on it. Who is of the Scotland Consul now? They have to show the Scotland Consul among them Germanca. And then said that granted the degree or be able to get the academic who go after own Germanca. We feel like I said it's a complex entity. If you don't know who created the Obama or mine, who because of the who think crime, who said that was here to work power. By any case, I'm here. And then the Panamonia as a Mamonka. There are much in terms of Monkan and the go to the Becoviano. Never go to the corner bottom. No need to in the home.
All right, thank you so much. A very good evening to you. So, 0537158638 so to me. Akasa Jumedi so Enchibia near Ko Eche or Lactation. Sorry. Hello, good evening. Macho ma utiv in the volume non conform. Hello, good evening. Ma utiv in the volume non conform near Ninkomo phone.
Okay.
Good evening, Pacho. We didn't baby of Refi.
SMG2 more 50.
Okay, ain't you?
The most second that yet never Fabiano, and one who's been for a good part of battle, he got a camera for the Pokins, and one Tasha, and from my any. If you are who goes to cook, no, my mind. The main child in this will give us up at 255. The reasons are that on my aircraft, nearly be as un queen to grab one.
Yo, yeah, say, Mom was sending messages and so you reckon your mom. 0537158638 is the number. She can also join us here as we have a conversation tonight. News Focus tonight comes your way Monday to Friday from.
Hello.
Good evening, Miriam. Udine baby of Refi. Number chair frosting. Yeah, okay, yeah, we ain't here.
Now, what was that is the apart. But I want to be aware by the only people it's come out of all. If you didn't have a good to a mocker, if you didn't have a band, the young girl of the young girl, am I a man? Then I a bay boy. The Gagaya, the young with the man. Now, I don't know. I don't know upon the dance in Seattle. I buy a gas ring. Can the war and wire? I don't care. I don't care. The benefit of the hour density. That's why you are with that density. I'm a pilot and the rotate. I just could be. I will buy density. I think I remember why you said this. When the appointment is and you're not every day, you're the name. And so I think you're good for making cut that, or cut that. I won't you cut that, good for you, cut that. Oh, I know. Another day, I can put into my America, ornament of what or to make it. My ornament of what it is to bring ornament that and tell you, the man can tell you, ornament of that. And the other look at the wine, we black. Oh, good for the high.
Yate. Yes, that's say very good evening to you wherever you are. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening, Minia. 0537158638 is the number. You can also join us. Hello, good evening. Hello. Good evening, Bacho. Ma OTV no volume no come from my Mr. Good evening, sir.
Hello.
Hello, good evening. Within baby of Frefi.
Good evening.
Ma OTV no volume no come from. Good evening. Mitiewo ma OTV no volume no come from Nindingu. Okay, my NTO. My quiet phone to say. Yo, yes. Amen. Yamin Council 0537158638 is the numbers. 0537158638 and numbers. Actually, I'm Mr. Ijmedi. So, hello, good evening. Good evening, baby Alfrefi.
Hello, but
okay, my NTO.
And you go to one about the two. You want to the young police come or the money we are, can you by your 1 billion in the machine?
Mr. Midas say 0537158638 is the numbers. You can also join 0537158638 is the numbers. You can also join. Hello, good evening. Ma OTV no volume non conform.
Hello.
Ma OTV no volume non conform, Mr. Raul. Major so. Yami Adumo na won so. Bremes Kuma.
Central region.
Besia say. Obusansa. Okay, you may enter where.
When say Kuku, what is so? But since the cat, our crap, we are the car, which would grant us see. Maybe I said, a Quaboye, what the way is it? It should be a moving muscle. La da semno, when I say the crowd, and how fast what is the camera? It's not our portrait, you know what is so. That's why I say, Kate Scott. This is a more fast school, as you said, we can say, the men are the pushes. Yes,
yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. 0537158638 your numbers also with me a friend that you have to train come and you pray. Hello, good evening. Ma OTV no volume non call from the entry come off phone so Mr. Raul. Hello. Ma OTV no volume non call from the entry come off phone so. Hello, we didn't baby of Frefi. Okay. Yet you.
So I over anything now. For it to say, I'm not that guy. We are over to this in 7 not empty to try no more. What do you get some? Almost second time, almost 2024, 2020 now, what happened? Yeah, no. Yeah, first time happening, you know, this is a young and women back, my papa, so when you have to I'm drawn down. Get a part of it. Get a part of it. I had that, and if I had that. Never no worker. Never no worker. Learn repair apparently.
Mr. Medasi, I think Jack, I do just one more call, and then you have a story to make the so. Hello.
Hello.
Major Osumania. Okay.
I'm not getting better than it said. I buy a cocoon. What is it? You know, we are almost on a table. The year can't for the young. The young than here. The one what I think so. What is it? The thing is, I carry that I'm the thing next. Come on. Not a bit. It is so I can't show the tissue. Like the job, can't have the tissue. And you can't get up a bit. The key of the map, or we could see. There was a yellow walk on a lap or more than walk, my baby, a big eye, the show of the eye. Come on, a face cannot know what to do. The key of the world, the camera, the key of the yellow. If you are tissue, more tissues, don't hide cannot see, who is not an Indian financial subway.
Yate. Yeah, Yatonka. Yeah, that's it. Well, this is where time will permit us to come your way with today's edition of the News Focus Tonight. Coming to you live from our studios on the 10th Avenue Extension, Great Estate. I want to say a big thank you to all my callers, my viewers, my texters, those of you having tete-a-tete with me, phone. We are grateful. To my team here, PCRMCR, the camera team, the lighting. So may the good Lord bless us all. So we'll be back tomorrow again. Do have a good night.